Alright guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. A YouTube channel that's been here before I even showed myself on the channel. So this is gonna be my introductory video, even though I do have some content on here already, which is very easily explainable because journeying through life, you kind of have to discover what you are about, yeah, and that's what a YouTube channel is about. Showing people what you are about, who you are, basically, yeah. So I'm about a lot of things, and it kind of took a while to discover what I am about, yeah. So you're gonna be seeing some of the things that actually make Ollie Benjamin, right? So we have some music here, and I think one philosophy talk, a few freestyles, which would fall into the category of music, right? So I decided to make a visual appearance, right, on my YouTube channel, to talk about philosophy, which is something that I am about and very deeply about now that I've been thinking about it, right? So we're going to be doing philosophical talks here also. I'm going to be putting out music and not a few, a lot of other things. Yeah. So let's go and let's jump right into it, right? So why philosophy and what is philosophy, right? So the way to understand what philosophy is, the way I like to do it is to look at the etymology of the word philosophy, right? So etymology is basically the earliest known use of the word, right? So if you look at the etymology of philosophy, right? The root word, it's the root word philos, which is lover of or friend of or fond of. And this is a Greek word, right? Because English borrows from different languages, right? But that's another video. Yeah, that's definitely another video. And if we look at another etymological word, philosophia, which is Latin, which translates to lover of knowledge, or fond of knowledge, or friend of knowledge, right? So that's our basic etymological meaning of philosophy, the earliest known use, because I've noticed there's this kind of, let's call it a philological meaning, because philology now is the use of a word through time and how it has changed, right? So let's call it philological, right? The study of philology, right? So people look at philosophy these days, right, in terms of a personal philosophy, right? The way one lives their life and how they think they fit into the scope of, existence, reality, right? Society, the world, right? So we're going to concentrate more on the academic study of philosophy and not more philological, even though it's a gray area, right? But we're going to be looking at it like that. So we can define or draw meaning that philosophy is the love of knowledge or wisdom, right? Right. Let me just look at my notes here. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to be breaking down on this channel philosophy in a very different way, right? So we're going to be looking at Western philosophy, right? And the great minds in Western philosophy, Western philosophers like, your popular, most known, your Pythagoras, your Plato's, your Aristotle's, your Immanuel Kant's, and those Western philosophers. We're going to be breaking down their thoughts and getting into what they said, and even modern Western philosophers, because philosophy is amazing. It's amazing. Like, and if you give me some time and watch these videos and stick with me, you'll see how amazing it is, right? We're also going to be looking at Hindu philosophy, right? Because knowledge is knowledge. We're going to be getting into that. To understand Hindu philosophy, we're going to have to learn a totally new language, right? Sanskrit or Sanskrita, right? We're going to have to learn that, get into some of the concepts and pick up like what is actually being said, because we can't do that using English alone, right? Interesting side note, right? It is said that Sanskrit or Sanskritam is the origin of most of the languages we use today, right? So we'll get into the phonetics of that and everything else as I do more videos, right? We're also going to be looking at Eastern philosophy, right? The Buddhas and your Confucius, that school of thought. Very interesting stuff, right? We're also going to dive into African philosophy, right? Or is there even an African philosophy? Because there's been times when Western philosophers have argued that there is no African philosophy, right? So we're going to be looking at some of the philosophies also that have arisen or spawned out of, post-colonialism, right? Then we're going to be looking at some of the more traditional forms of African philosophy, right? We're also going to dive into some philosophies that are not very popular. We know of the Immanuel Kants, the Aristotles, and whatnot. We're going to be looking at even some of the Germanic ones, which have like the theories of Dasein and Das Man and what those things are, right? Very, very interesting stuff, right? So much to talk about, but I want to keep this video very short so that it's digestible, right? But it's going to be an interesting roller coaster ride. We are going to go into thought experiments where we are going to actually dive into questions like, do you actually exist? Is life a simulation? Are we inside a computer? Right? We're going to be going into all of these interesting thought experiments. We're going to look at reasoning, correct reasoning, in line with all these philosophies. We're going to contrast and compare, right? And what is reasoning and what is knowledge, right? We're going to be doing all these amazing things here on this YouTube channel. I'm also going to be putting out music and a bunch of other things. So subscribe, right? Give this video a like, because it's going to be an interesting roller coaster. I'm about to take you on the ride of your lives like never before. So let's get it. This is what this channel is about: philosophy and everything else, because philosophy is life, right? Knowledge is life. Knowing. When you know, you know. So let's get it.